Hey YouTube, this is 19 Bigfoot 85 here. I'm going to be doing another game review, although this time we're doing something a little different. Ms. Pac-Man for the Sega Genesis. Now this game was originally released in 1982 by Namco in the arcades, of course. It immediately became one of the best-selling arcade games of all time. Of course, it was the sequel to Pac-Man, although there were big changes made in this game. One of the big things is, as you'll notice, it's not one maze repeated over and over again. It is 4 different types of mazes that will randomize. Okay, the way it starts is your first maze. You'll do that maze twice. Second type 3 times. Third type 4 times, and the fourth type 4 times, and then it randomizes every time. Also, your fruit will change, and you won't have any duplicate prizes, and the prizes won't show up in the middle of the screen. They'll be moving around the screen. They'll bounce around. But this time you have things like you have the cherries and strawberries, orange, apple, pretzel, then the banana. Then after that it randomizes for every stage. Another thing, they changed the name of the orange ghost. It went from Clyde to Sue for some freaking reason. I don't understand that. Game was put on the Sega Genesis in... I have no clue. But this is another game by Tengen. The label's a little torn, but it definitely does say Tengen down at the bottom of the screen. I mean the bottom of the cartridge. The mazes are a little blocky. They just look like they use block. They don't look rounded off, is what I mean, like in the arcades and in 8-bit ports. They don't look rounded at all. Another thing, they added something in this game called the Pac Booster. It'll give Miss Pac-Man a boost of speed throughout the entire level. You can set it to always on, or using A or C, or just turn it off. And unlike other ports, you can actually choose what level you start on. But enough of my talking, let's go ahead and start it. There you go. Sega Enterprises Limited, Tengen presents Ms. Pac-Man. That is a beautiful opening screen. Fully detailed, fully colored, looks wonderful. Ms. Pac-Man looks like a nice woman. Anyway, just like in the arcades, it has this. You have Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Sue. And of course, this game has Pac-Man in it. That's for 2-player modes, and Ms. Pac-Man. Junior Pac-Man makes a little cameo who is being dropped off by a stork. As you can see, they look like they look squared off instead of rounded off. But that's the way it goes. This is a demo screen just like in the arcades. It has much better graphics than the NES port of Ms. Pac-Man, which I do not have, or any other port of Ms. Pac-Man. Well, not every port. Anyway, press start button on the controller. Bring up your menu. You get to choose type, whether or not you want the Pac Booster on or off. I always turn it on. You can choose your game difficulty. I'm gonna leave it on normal. Maze selection, arcade. I'll start with arcade. Here we go. course, same concept, except you don't start out with one big maze, you start out with a big pink maze. Like I said, fruit bounces around this time, you gotta chase it down. And might I note up top, it shows those three little dashes, if you can barely see them, they're right about there. They're right here. That means the pack booster's on. Shows what difficulty I have it on. I've got it on normal. And then arcade is the mode I've got it set to. I may not be able to show all the modes because I may not have enough time. Or I can just whip through all of them. Anyway, the pack booster does give you a little advantage. But instead of it being like putting a speed chip in an arcade machine and being able to just outrun the ghosts with no trouble, the ghosts get a boost too. It's got the same bonus point scoring system. Whoa, oh no. And they got me. And I'll die. Okay. And it gives the beeping just like every other. Now I'm going to reset it. Go right to it. Pack booster on, normal. Let's go to strange. This will start out with different mazes. I'm going to start it on a different level. Let's start with level 2. As you can see, it looks completely different. This Pac-Man, and I got killed again. As you can see, it scrolls because it can't do like normal and be on the screen. I'm going to reset it just a couple more times to show you the last two modes. Pack booster on. Let's go with big mazes. These are going to be big. I mean literally big. Watch this. It is a huge freaking maze. Of course, Sue's always the last one to get out. I think that the ghosts are stuck in a circle. I'm gonna chase him down to get the points. Got him! Alright. Anyway, the strange, I know it goes on for 35 levels only. And you get it, the last maze is gonna be a big flashing red maze. It's gonna keep flashing. And it can be very disorienting. Alright, I'm going to reset it one more. Alright, this is the last mode I'm going to show you. Pack booster on. Mini mazes. They can pretty much fit on the screen at once. Because they're tiny. A little bit of scrolling, but not much. You won't see this on any arcade machine, I'll tell you that. Unless you're playing Miss Pac-Man Plus on a main emulator. Alright, that does it for... Now I've got that on there, so it's going to do that. overall, this is a very good game. Great port of it. It was also ported over to the Super Nintendo and the NES by Tengen also. But the NES, the SNES version was ported by Williams Electronics. Yes, the same Williams that made games like Robotron, 2084, and Defender. But anyway, that's it. This is 19 Bigfoot 85. I'll see you later.